Tonight's game is proudly sponsored by Titchener and Satterley, attorneys at law, Taylorsville, Kentucky.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Spencer County High School for basketball action this afternoon. Another day of matinee basketball. Alongside John Hutchins, I'm Bo Bruner, and we're here to bring you all the play-by-play action as it happens. John, today Spencer County takes on the Thomas Nelson Generals out of the 5th region, another school over in Bardstown. Thomas Nelson 6-15 on the year, coached by first-year head coach Tim Courtney. Courtney came to Thomas Nelson after 9 years as an assistant coach under Joey Thacker at Franklin County, where he helped the Lady Flyers to 5 regional titles in 7 years.
Yeah, really a big influence over in Franklin County, and I imagine it's nice for him to kind of be able to spread his wings a little bit to pick up this job at Thomas Nelson, be able to lead a team of his own.
Also has his daughter on as an assistant. She was played at Franklin County and then also went on to Hanover College and played. We've seen her in action during the JV game here, John, before the game. Really vocal.
Yeah, really into the game. Before we get too far into what's going to be happening here this afternoon, I just want to mention real quick what happened here earlier this afternoon. Before the JV girls even played, we had the JV boys district tournament happening here at Spencer County High School. Spencer County Bears knocked off Woodford County in the JV boys tournament for the district championship, 48-47 in overtime. So it was a great game for them and a great showing for Spencer County, and we're just going to lead right into a couple more victories, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully so. We also just seen the girls JV team also win here. So a couple Spencer County victories already in the books for today, and we'll shoot for a couple more.
Yeah.
We got today we have this game, the girls against Thomas Nelson. Then the boys play tonight at Eminence. That game, if you have NFHS, you can watch that game live at 7:30. Coach Courtney, John, he done all that at Franklin County, but he was also coaching Elkhorn City Middle School. And a lot of people familiar with Spencer County Middle School is familiar with that name, Elkhorn City. They're the top feeder program for Franklin County, and that's where these two coaches got to know each other. I was actually talking to Coach Howie today. Quote-unquote friends in the business. They get along together really well. So one of the biggest middle school wins for these Spencer County Lady Bears, these girls that will take the floor today, was back in in middle school. During the middle school state tournament, Elkhorn City was just walking all over everybody down in Lexington, and Spencer County stepped in and took them out. Thomas Nelson will be led by senior number 12, Brianna Wibbles. Brianna's averaging 14 points, 2 rebounds a game, 14.2 points a game, 5.3 rebounds. And also junior number 44, Lindsey Thompson, at 5.9 points, 3.8 rebounds a game. And Spencer County will also have to keep an eye on number 11, Emma Reeder, 3.8 and 4.4. After that, there's a lot of youth on this team that Coach Courtney has, John. But everybody you look down that list, there's like 5 girls on this team averaging 3 rebounds a game. I mean, very good rebounding squad. And the numbers are kind of fudged a little bit on KHSAA because they played, their record is for 21 games, but they've actually only played 18. So when you go to figure up all the averages and things like that, and you figure it up by 21, that's actually not right because there's 3 games that they actually didn't play. So it does make a difference in some of their averages, but they are a very good rebounding squad, this Generals team.
Well, and you mentioned the youth that they have on this team. One player I want to keep an eye on today, freshman number 5, Sydney Newton. You know, she's coming out. She's only scored 85 points so far this year, averaging 4.7 points per game, but she's also 28.9% from the three-point line. I know 28.9%, that's not a gigantic number from the three-point line. That's a pretty good number for a freshman, though, coming in and getting some minutes for this varsity squad and what she'll be able to do out there. And And, that's something to where Spencer County have to be careful. They don't want to get blinders on to where they're only focused on Brianna Wibbles or Lindsey Thompson. There's going to be a lot of other opportunities out there for some of these girls and some of these younger girls to get shots off today.
This Thomas Nelson squad has only won 6 games all year, John, but they've won their last 3 in a row.
Yeah.
Coach Courtney's found something with this team, and they've put on a little run here. They defeated Grayson County, Washington County, and Cloverport all this week. This is their 4th game this week. And they've averaged 40 points a game all season, but their last 2 games, they've scored 73 and 65 in those victories over Grayson County and Washington County. These 2 teams have played 4 times since Thomas Nelson was founded back in 2012. The Lady Generals lead that series 3-1. The last time they played was February 4th, 2017. That was a 48-46 Spencer County win. Spencer County was led that night by all-time leading scorer Alyssa Howie with 21 points, and also Lauren Lambden, who's also up in the top 4 or 5 in all-time leading scores. And actually, Lauren had 13 that night. Haley Reeder and Kinley Fritz led Thomas Nelson with 12. And speaking of Lauren Lambden, just this week, she surpassed 1,000 points for her career at IUS. So congratulations to Lauren.
Congratulations to her. And, you're talking about the history between these schools, which is obviously very short-lived with Thomas Nelson being a relatively new school. One thing I also like to look at is common opponents throughout the season. You kind of give you an idea of what's going on. And common opponents, of course, there have been some situations where teams have played the same opponent twice, both teams, whether it be Bardstown or Bethlehem or different things. But total it up, and with the common opponents, Thomas Nelson, the Lady Generals, they're 0-8 against common opponents that Spencer County's played. Spencer County is 4-4 against those opponents. And so, it's just one of those, you kind of hate to make any predictions or anything like that, but, Thomas Nelson generally has kind of struggled some this year. Started out 0-9 for the season. And, to have that type of a start, it's hard to get going. It really is. If you're a team, it's easy to get down yourself. It's easy for these girls to just kind of shut down and say, what, we're done. The season's over with. We really don't care anymore, and life goes on. And for them to be able to come back and Coach Courtney be able to get a little spark out of them, as you mentioned, the 3-game winning streak that they're on right now coming into here, it's something that Coach Howie and the Lady Bears are going to have to pay attention to. You can't look back at all those old stats and think this is the same old Lady Generals team you're going to get from earlier in the year. No, this is a team that's decided they're going to try to do something with themselves, and they're also going to try to end up doing something in that 5th region.
Brianna Weebles at 14 points a game, but then, like Doug John, after that it really drops down. Lindsey Thompson is the next highest leading scorer at 5.9. And Sydney Newton, the freshman you spoke of, at 4.7 points a game. So the scoring really drops after you get past Brianna.
Yeah, it does.
That may be a case where Spencer County can, put the clamps down on Wibbles and come out of this with a victory.
Well, and that's definitely something they're going to focus on. You mentioned the 14.2 points per game, but Brianna Wibbles is also averaging 33.3% from the three-point range. You got to watch fouling her. She's 71.3% from the free throw line. And like you said, she's leading the team in rebounds right now. So there's a lot of different things going on in this game that all lean its way towards Brianna Wibbles and what she's able to do. But, again, you can't just get blinders on number 12. You got to make sure you pay attention to some of these other girls because they'll find ways to hurt you if you're not careful.
As for Spencer County, John, last week they took a 3-game slide themselves, losing 3 games in a row to Bethlehem, Bardstown, and Anderson County.
Yeah.
But Coach Howie has the Lady Bears back into their winning ways with 2 huge wins already this week to improve their record to 16-10. Tuesday night was here against the number 2 team in the 11th region in the Berea Lady Pirates, John, game we done here on GHP-SPORTS. And they absolutely put on a shooting clinic.
Oh, they did. It was a phenomenal game. It was all about the hustle, all about the effort. We had talked about it towards the beginning of the game was a little bit rough at times in that first half. They looked a little disconjointed. Offense wasn't really moving so well. Had some issues, but you came out in the second half, and I tell you what, it was a different Lady Bears ball team came out of that locker room in the second half. And I remember the Kelly Hubby coaches interview at the end of the game. We were talking to Coach Howie, and Coach Howie just said, halftime, I looked at the girls and said, are you having fun? We need to be able to go out there and have fun. We need to be able to enjoy the game. Don't get down on yourself for this. Don't get down on teammates for this and that. And they really did. They come out with a different attitude, and it was a different type of pressure that they were able to put on Berea to be able to pull away and win that game.
Spencer County hit 51% of their field goal attempts and 64% of their threes in that game. Spencer County was led by our 3 People's Bank players of the game in Bailey Ennis, Davey Reichenbach, and Lexi Runyon. Bailey led all scorers with 17, including 5 of 5 from three-point range.
Yep.
Davey didn't have the scoring numbers that night, picking up only 4 points, but she had 10 rebounds, including 7 in the second half. That was just huge down the stretch.
Oh, it was. It was big. She had some nice assists from underneath. I remember in that People's Bank Player of the Game interview, we were able to talk to Davey, and you had mentioned some of these rim runs that they were doing to where she was coming down or she either had the ball and had these assists and just the way that team was grooving. And Davey Reichenbach was one of the pivotal players that made that second half groove happen.
Lexi Runyon that night poured in 11 points, and in those 11 points scored her 1,000th point for her career at Spencer County. All this done in a dominating 52-33 win over the number 23 ranked RPI team in the state, the Berea Lady Pirates. And then last night, Spencer County Lady Bears traveled over to Goshen to take on the Lady Mustangs of North Oldham. And don't let their record fool you. This is a very good North Oldham squad. I think they're 10-14 on the season. They did get the number 1 seed for their district, and there's only 3 teams in their district, so they're in the championship game. That automatically puts them in the region without playing a game. So this is a team that is going to be playing in that 8th region tournament. Spencer County, we always talk about their defense. When the offense is not there, the defense is always on key. That's one thing they take with them everywhere they go, and that was on display last night. Holding Riley Neal, who's averaging 25 points a game, a top 5 scorer in her state. She only had 6 points at the half. She ended up with 18 in the loss, but Spencer County really done a good job on keeping the clamps on Neal, who is a very good basketball player that'll be going on and playing at the next level. Davey Reichenbach had an amazing game for the Lady Bears, nearly reaching a triple-double, 16 points, 13 rebounds, and 7 assists. Also scoring for Spencer County was Lexi Runyon with 13, Bailey Ennis with 11. Skylar Mills and Elizabeth Penrod came off the bench for 5 points, 10 rebounds combined between those two. And that's great production off the bench, especially in a game when they didn't have Ella Brown, who is not injured, folks. She lost her contact during the JV game and couldn't see, so wasn't able to play in the game last night. And I was actually on the phone with Coach Howie a couple hours ago. He was already here at the gym when Ella showed up to get ready for the JV game tonight, and the first thing she showed him was her extra case of contact lenses. So she's good to go tonight, folks.
She ought to be, and that's good. And I believe you, in that conversation you and I had about it, when you was telling me that story, you heard Coach Howie in the background say, well, lesson learned, right?
Lesson learned.
So there we go.
Lesson learned there. And we have one more game for the Lady Bears after tonight here at home. They have 2 games remaining. That game will be Tuesday, be the final home game. They will play Butler, also the Bears, and we will have that game here live on GHP-SPORTS. That game will be Tuesday. So then we get ready for the district tournament, John. I mean, it's right around the corner. It's going to be a busy week for all of us here at GHP-SPORTS and Spencer County High School being the host team. But 2 games on Sunday and then 1 game every night, Monday through Saturday. So
we'll be
and we'll be here for all of them here on GHP-SPORTS. So if you can't make it out to the gym to support these Lady Bears or other schools that are playing, we'll have all the action right here.
And and during that week, if anybody sees my wife, remind her I love her. You know, I won't be around much that week, but it's going to be, like I said, it's going to be a busy week. But I'm really looking forward to it. We have 2 Bears teams that stand to do really well. So
at this time, we'll go down to our public address announcer, Miss Roxanne Perry, for the national anthem and our starting lineups.
By Coach Crystal Husband. Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous night o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rocked the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? And now for our starting lineups. First, for Thomas Nelson and Lady Jones, a senior, number 12, Bree Wibbles. Likewise, a senior, number 11, Emma Ryder. A junior, number 44, Lindsay Thompson. Sophomore, number 35, Haley Martin. And freshman, number 23, Rhiann Nix. The Lady General's head coach is Tim Morgan. And now, for your Spencer County Lady Bears. Starting at guard, 5'9" senior, number 11, Haley Harris. Starting at guard, 5'7" junior, number 12, Lexi Runyon. Starting at forward, 5'10" junior, number 22, Daisy White. Starting at forward, a 6' senior, number 23, Ashley Jones. And starting at forward, a 5'10" senior, number 35, Alyssa Mitch. The head coach for the Lady Bears is John Pinkalicious Howard.
Normal starting lineup for the Lady Bears of Bailey Ennis, Ashley Jones, Alyssa Hitch, Davy Reichenbach, and Lexi Runyon. For the Thomas Nelson squad, we have Rhiann Nix, Emma Reeder, Lindsay Thompson, Brianna Wibbles, and Haley Martin. Sorry, folks, couldn't hardly read that.
I got a pair of glasses if you need to borrow them, Bo.
And I do have my contacts in. And we are underway, tip controlled by the Lady Bears. Thomas Nelson opens up and looks like a 1-2-2. Out to Ennis, wide open for 3. It's good. It's what we like to see right off the bat, John.
Oh, my. Just a continuation of what she's been able to do these last couple of games. It's great to see her fire one off and get it early.
Bears open up in their 2-2-1 full court press. Try to get the ball to Wibbles. It is off Wibbles. Going to go back to the Lady Bears. Runyon crosses the timeline. They're going to look to try to go inside, John. They're right around the free throw line and then kind of dish it back out for the open three.
Well, that seems to be the
or
the best
go inside
way.
to Ashley Jones.
Yeah.
Ball's tipped up, rebound by Ashley. Runyon, top the key. Goes to Hitch in the corner, back out to Runyon. Lexi directing traffic. Bears restart the offense. Passing it around the horn. Go down low to Reichenbach. Gets hit in the back. We'll get a foul called on Thomas Nelson. Ryder, excuse me. Fouls on number 11, Emma Ryder. That's her first, team's first. Runyon has the ball between the circles. Overlooks that zone defense by the Generals. Looks like they're going to try to trap down in the corner. Ball goes out of bounds. Will remain with the Lady Bears. They're going to let Bailey shoot that. She's going to shoot it all day long, John. Rolls in and out. Ball's tapped around. Go out of bounds off the Lady Bears. Stolen by Ennis. Goes all the way in for the layup. Off the glass, it's good. Bailey Ennis 5, Thomas Nelson nothing.
Yep.
Wibbles crosses the timeline. Throws the ball to Ryder. Gets into the lane. Goes down low to Thompson. That's no good. Ryder with the rebound. We're going to get a travel. Howie barks out instructions to the Bears. Goes down low to Reichenbach. Short corner, back out to Jones. Corner three, it's good. 8-0, quick start by Spencer County. Thompson runs the floor for the Generals. Gets the layup. Skip pass to Ennis. Almost stolen away. They are not coming out to guard the shooters, John, and that could prove to be deadly. Reichenbach wide open at the elbow.
Yeah, if they're not willing to come out, we've talked about it many times before. When you get a zone set up like that, if you can get that ball to the inside, you can get it around the free throw line, you can make that zone collapse on itself and really open up some of these shooters on the outside.
Wibbles, top of the key. Guarded by Jones. Spencer County, man-to-man defense. Gets it to Thompson at the elbow. Handoff goes back to Wibbles. Forces one off the side of the backboard. Off her hand out of bounds. It'll go to the Lady Bears. 4.5 minutes left to go. Spencer County up 10-2. Reichenbach in the corner. Give and go to Bailey Ennis. She's in the short corner. Almost got in trouble. Runyon in the other corner for a three. That's no good. Rebounded by Thompson. Wibbles again. Crosses that timeline. Going to hear that name a lot, folks. This time guarded by Runyon. The Bears with their length and their athletic ability, they're able to switch everything up top like there, John. And it just makes it easier on the defense. Wibbles gets in the lane. Gets the ball over to Ryder. Off the glass, no good. Ball's on the floor. Battle for it. We're going to get a jump ball. And it's going to stay here with Thomas Nelson.
That's the only difficult thing that could happen with all that switching up at the top. If somebody doesn't pick up their player fast enough, you can easily get somebody cut into the basket. Nobody's there to stop them. So it's something that Spencer County is really going to have to pay attention to and make sure somebody's coming in backside to help, if nothing else.
Ball comes into Nix. She's going to get tripped up. Spencer County foul. Skylar Mills, who's checked into the game. picks up her first foul. Team's first. Nick's just a freshman. Took a nasty spill in that JV game, too, also, John. Penrod also in the game for the Lady Bears. Got really a four-guard offense with Reichenbach roaming in the paint. Goes out to Ennis. Wide open wing three. It's good. Bailey 2 for 2. Quick start for the Lady Bears, 13-2. 3 minutes left to go in the first. Ryder, about an 18-footer. It's off of no good. Davey Reichenbach fight for the rebound, pulls it away. Gets it to Runyon. Bears off and running. Pushes the ball up to Penrod. Gets into the lane, goes up with the right hand. It's no good. Rebounded by Thomas of Thomas Nelson. Gives it up to Wibbles. Now Wibbles back the other way. Gets into the lane. Shot off the glass and in. Weibels. We get a traveling call on Elizabeth Penrod. Skylar Mills gets her hand in there, steals the ball away. Goes to Runyon, wing three, no good. Mills fights for the rebound, it's going to go out of bounds. Stay with the Bears. Hitch and Jones back up off the bench. For Reichenbach and Ennis. That's a good luxury for Coach Howey to have. I mean, he puts two in, and he can rotate that lineup around.
Yeah.
Giving those starters a break, John, and they can play any position on the floor.
Yeah, it does make it handy. We've talked many times about the depth coming off the bench and the fact that, Elizabeth Penrod, Skylar Mills, Ella Brown, typically the first three off the bench, really, Coach Howey isn't giving up a lot when he sends them out on the floor.
Elbow jumper by Runyon is good. 15-4, Bears lead now 11. Stolen by Mills. Gets the ball to Penrod. Penrod to the free throw line, backs back out. Skylar Mills in the corner, back to Penrod. Swinging around to Runyon. Runyon drive the left baseline, out to Hitch. Penrod drives into the lane, goes up with the right hand, shots blocked. Brought down by Weibels. Weibels drives all the way down, up to the block, off the glass and in. Bears running the other way. Mills had to open three, goes down to short corner to Penrod. She backs it back out. Now goes to Runyon in the lane. Cross court, Hitch, wing three, no good. Rebounded by Thompson. Not a whole lot of extra opportunities for the Lady Bears early on.
Now, you talked about it in the pregame. Thomas Nelson, as a team, does pretty well, crashing these boards, pulling these balls off the glass. And Spencer County going to have to find a way to box out and get position.
Shot up, no good. Rebounded by Runyon. 35 seconds left. Pushes the ball up to Penrod. About loses it out of bounds. Saves it back in, but to Thomas Nelson, then she walked. Ryder with the travel. Number 15, Kate Ballard, and Emily Sanders, number 24, check in. And Bailey Ennis back in for the Lady Bears. Go to Hitch in the post. Swinging around to Jones. Back. Ennis will take the point. Short corner to Penrod. Goes down low to Jones.
That's a nice look. Yep.
Again, I love how this team utilizes that short corner, Joe.
Yep.
It's going to be a block call on Bailey Ennis. Her first and team's second. 1.3 seconds left in the first. And they're not going to get a shot off. So your score at the end of one, Spencer County 17, Thomas Nelson 6. We'll be back in a minute on GHP Sports.
Mooney Eye Care Center, a medical optometry practice, has 2 convenient locations in Elk Creek and Mount Washington. Doctors Mooney, McGiffin, and Hargis provide the highest level of eye care for pediatrics, contact lens and glasses exams, neuro-optometric therapies, and so much more. Mooney Eye Care Center, complete care for the entire family.
Back here at Spencer County High School, 17-6, Spencer County leads, John, after the first quarter. A good shooting first quarter for the Lady Bears, 54%. Led so far by Bailey Ennis with 8 points. As you see, 50% in.
The 50% of field goals. The 3 of 7 from 3 points, what I really like. The fact you mentioned earlier that the defense of the Thomas Nelson Lady Generals just really isn't coming out to the shooters. Now, towards the end of that first quarter, we did see them open up a little bit, but then we had the situation there where Ashley Jones able to do a little rim run right there, be able to get down the inside. They couldn't collapse on the inside and protect that as well because they were so spread out. So it's Spencer County out there running an offense where they're telling Thomas Nelson, pick your poison. We'll play either way. We'll play either way.
You go let me shoot the 3, I'll take it. But then when they come out and shoot the 3, that's when they go inside to Reichenbach and Ashley Jones, and now Ella Brown's checked into the game for the Bears. Runyon open for a wing 3. That's no good. Rebounded by Brown. Ella got her contacts in. Able to bring that one in. Short corner to Hitch. Also had Bailey Wyrock in the game early for the Bears, getting some early minutes.
Wyrock, I know the last game we did in here against Berea.
3 up by Brown is good.
2 big 3-pointers by Wyrock at the end of that Berea game against the Lady Pirates, and so earning herself a little bit of minutes on the floor here.
Yeah, had Coach Phillips over here calling for a heat check.
Yeah,
give her the ball. Lane wide open for Nix to go in. Misses the shot. Rebounded by Hitch. Push it up, get it to Wyrock. Wyrock on the wing. Goes to short corner. Brown has the shot. Goes up, it's good. 22-6. Bears lead now 16. Tapped away by Wyrock. Weibels has it now, crosses the timeline. Going to get a reach-in call on Lexi Runyon.
Yeah, it's a good call.
Her first and the team's third. Reichenbach checks back in for the Lady Bears. Hitch takes a breather. Weibels up top. Being hounded by Wyrock.
She stepped on the line. Yeah, that's over and back.
Over and back call. And we talked about it all year long, John. Even when this Spencer County team struggles offensively, the defense always shows up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And just again there, just even Wyrock coming off the bench, Stella Brown goes up and gets fouled. It doesn't drop off when Coach Howie goes down to the bench, and that pressure there caused that over and back. That foul on Rianne Nix, that's her first, team second. Ella Brown will step to the line for the Lady Bears, where she is currently 47% on the season. And misses the first. This has been the bugaboo of the Spencer County Lady Bears team.
It really has.
His second half, Coach Howie was telling me, I think he said last night they was like 6 of 16 in the second half.
That
the free throw line. Ella makes the second. (23-6), 17-point lead. 6:18 left to go in the first half. Bears still in their 2-2-1. Try to go long. There's the length up top. Getting a steal, Ella Brown. Cross court to Ennis. Runyon calmly brings the ball back out. David Delbo goes down to Ella Brown at the block. Nice look.
Just good look down low.
Coach Courtney wants a timeout after that one. It's going to be a full timeout.
Well, I don't know what he's going to talk about. You know, he's going to tell his girls you need to defend the paint better, and then we're going to start hitting three-pointers again. He's going to tell them to come out. And that's what we were talking about. Pick your poison. You have Lexi Runyon and Bailey Ennis both teeing off from three-point line. Ella Brown's already hit a three-pointer. And then Ella and Davey both working the inside. Ashley Jones working the inside as they try to collapse that defense. You know, all you're doing is just opening up other options. And that's where the depth of this Lady Bears team really comes into play.
10 of 17 so far right now, John, from the floor, this Lady Bears team. And we talked about a couple weeks ago that Anderson County game we done here. They took 24 shots the whole game.
Yeah.
Well, they've got 17 up, and there's still 6 minutes left to go in the second quarter.
And it's a Lady Bears team that so far on the year is averaging 38.1% from the field. So, you know, really shooting well, really playing well so far at the beginning of this game. And the Lady Generals struggling to come up with an answer.
Yep. 19-point lead this early. This is a good teaching moment for both coaches, really, John, at this point right here. You know, Coach Howie, probably just run your offense.
Yeah.
Let's run the offense. And like you said, it's what does Coach Courtney say over there? I mean,
where do you adjust?
When a team shoots 60% from the field, it's tough.
I mean, potentially the only thing I could see maybe Coach Courtney coming out and trying to play a man-to-man, trying to get a little bit of face guarding going on with the Lady Bears, seeing if he can slow down some of these shots. But, you know, if he's watched any film, seen these girls play at all this year, he's going to know that quick passes, they move the ball so well that even a man-to-man defense is going to be easily broken.
That's the second foul on Lexi Runyon. Coach Howie's going to stay with her. Weibels on the wing. Gives the ball up to Nix. Ennis gets her hand in. Little dribble weave up top. Nix drives down to the corner. We'll get a double dribble called.
I am a little bit surprised, as you are, I'm sure, the fact that Lexi Runyon's still in there with 2 fouls, 5 minutes left to go in the first half. But, you know, when you have a lead like this is a good opportunity to get some younger players in, get them some minutes, give your starters some rest.
Now we've dropped back more into a traditional 2-3, and they're still going to leave Ennis open opposite wing. That's no good. Rebounded by Reichenbach, up, no good. Gets her own, goes back up again. That's no good. Pulled down by Martin. Bears still man-to-man. Weibels gives it up to Martin. Jones gets a hand in there. It's going to go off Davies' leg. Penrod Mills checking in for the Lady Bears, replacing Runyon and Wyrock.
Wyrock giving some good minutes.
Good minutes for Bailey, yep.
And, you know, we were just discussing the foul situation with Lexi, so not surprised to see her sitting.
Weibels, top of the key three, is no good. Rebounded by Penrod. Pushes the ball up to Mills. Mills, short corner to Jones. Goes down to rim run again, John, down to Reichenbach.
Great. That's what I was talking about with the ball movement. You're going to have that give the Lady Generals trouble. It doesn't matter if they're in man defense, if they're in a 2-3, if they're in a 1-2-2. You run like that, you move like that, you pass like that, they are going to have trouble defending you.
Rebounded by Reichenbach. She just rips the ball away. Bring it up herself. 27-6. Spencer County leads by 21. 4 minutes left to go in the first half. Mills in the corner, up top to Ennis. Nice look. Little high-low action there. Jones goes down to Reichenbach for the two. 29-6. Hicks tries to go back door. We're going to get a foul called on Skylar Mills. That's her second. Team's fifth.
At some point, you got to ask yourself, if you're Coach Courtney, what else can I do? Running the same type of offense, we're seeing it constantly when he's coming down the court, running this little weave at the top of the key, trying to get somebody open, trying to look for some backdoor cuts, and then on defense is playing zone. And, you know, it's that whole definition of insanity, Bo. If you continue to do the same thing, expect a different result. You got to see him come up with something different, have a different idea of what he's going to do with these Lady Generals if they're even going to be able to stay in this game.
Another timeout by Coach Courtney here, 32nd timeout. Is for the Lady Bears, Riley Ratchford and Alyssa Hitch checking into the game.
So far, though, just a complete dominance by these Lady Bears. 23-point lead. Still 3.5 minutes approximately left in the second quarter. A lot of basketball left to play, and this is where we were talking with Coach Howie that this is really a good opportunity for these girls to get some minutes, to work some different angles, to do some different things, because with the district tournament coming up and hopefully the regional tournament coming up following that, you might have to lean on somebody that you don't plan on leaning on at some point in time. And this gives an opportunity. We mentioned, different players being able to be in there. And,
just right now with Runyon with 2 fouls,
yeah,
that comes up in the district tournament. It looks like Bailey Wyrock come in and give you some quality minutes.
Give you quality minutes.
You've also got Skylar Mills and Penrod that can come in and do the same. So Ratchford now into the game for the Lady Bears. Wild shot thrown up there by Haley Martin.
Great defense by Ratchford, too. Stayed in front of her the entire way, did not foul her, affected her shot, caused her to throw up something wild, and it turns into a turnover.
Penrod now running a point for the Bears. Jones in the corner, in the short corner to Mills.
Nice
now
look.
Raleigh goes up for the shot. That's no good. Get a foul called on Elizabeth Penrod. It's her first, team 6. Thomas Nelson will be in the bonus the rest of the way first half. Bibles gives the ball up. Marksbury drives in. Shot's no good. Bears get it up to Jones, short corner. Looking for Ratchford.
Oh, we got a foul in there on Weibels, I believe.
We still haven't had a call on who the foul's on here.
And he's scratching his head down there.
Yeah. As I hear Jeopardy music in my ears.
Told him, call it in the air.
And then number 14.
All right.
Jada Neiman. Her first, team's third. Wyrock checks back into the game for Skylar Mills. Jones triggers in. Tries to go to Ratchford. That ball's taken away by the Generals. Martin brings the ball across the timeline. Steps out to the wing. Now to Thomas. 15-footer. No good. Rebounded by Weibels. Goes back up off the glass and in. Good rebound putback there by Brianna Weibels. Penrod to Ratchford. Back out to Wyrock. Cross court to Jones.
Could have been called for a double dribble there on Alyssa Hitch.
Wide open three by Penrod, no good. Rebounded by Riley Ratchford. Dribbles the ball back out to the right corner. Gives it up to Wyrock. Now Alyssa Hitch going to run the point. Might have been a little deep there for Bailey. Penrod to Jones. Good ball movement by the Bears. This is exactly what we're talking about, too, right here. There's that high-low action again. Nice look by Riley Ratchford to get the ball to Ashley Jones. That's 9 now, I believe, for Ashley. Weibels, 53 seconds left, puts up the shot that touches every bit of the iron and finally falls through. 31-11. Give her a 3 on that one.
Yeah, I think something's off on that one.
Hitch. Try to make a cut to the basket. It's going to get fouled from behind. Foul's going to be on number 24. That's Emily Sanders, her first. Team's fourth. Reichenbach and Ennis check back in for the Bears, placing Hitch and Jones. (31-11), 38 seconds left here in the first half. Bailey. And we've got an issue here at the scorer's table.
That foul's called number 24, Sanders. That's her first, team fourth.
A little confused at what the confusion was, but yeah, we got it all straightened out now.
Ratchford up to Wyrock. Bailey's going to run the point. Penrod down in the corner to Reichenbach. Up to Wyrock. Wyrock dribbles in the lane, goes up with the right hand. It's no good. Battles for the rebound. Generals get it back up to Ryder with a shot. Weibels will take the open wing 3. Ball's tapped around. We're going to get an over-the-back call on Bailey Ennis. That's her second. Team 7th foul, so Lindsey Thompson will step to the line for the Generals. 57% free throw shooter on the season. That's Runyon, Ennis, and Mills now with 2 fouls for the Spencer County Lady Bears. First shot is no good, rebounded by Reichenbach. Bears got a chance to score here. Get down and turn the ball over, and that's going to do it for the first half. Your score at halftime, 31-11. Spencer County leads as we've got John down here making his way down to try to catch Coach Howie.
Yeah, you got me, Bo?
I got you.
See if we can get Coach Howie here real quick. Yeah, he just gave a smile. He's never seen me down here before. So how do you think you're doing this first half, Coach?
I was real happy with our ball movement. They worked it real well against the zone. We're trying to work on our fast break, so we're trying to do a couple of things like that. But we gave up a couple shots at the end by not rotating quickly and finding number 12. She's a good shooter, and so we got to do a little better defensively, staying out on them. But just real happy with our ball movement mostly.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach.
Thanks, Coach Howie, and thanks, John, for jumping in down there and taking one for Phillips. And your score here at the half, Spencer County 31, Thomas Nelson 11. We'll be back with some thoughts and stats here in just a minute on GHP Sports.
Kelly Hubbock is a local real estate agent with RE/MAX Results who serves Spencer County and surrounding areas. She provides home buyers and sellers with professional, responsive, and attentive real estate services. Want an agent who will listen to what you want in a house? Need an agent who knows how to effectively market your home so it sells for top dollar? Well, give her a call at 502-551-8494 or stop in and see her at 19 East Main Street in downtown Taylorsville. She is a female, wife, and mother who understands and appreciates the difference between a house and a home. And she would be honored to earn your business.
The People's Bank is proud to be a sponsor of the SCHS Bears. The People's Bank is an independent local community bank dedicated to serving Spencer and surrounding counties. At the People's Bank, we are here to serve you with deposit accounts, mortgage loans, construction and land loans, as well as business and personal loans. The People's Bank is conveniently located with 2 locations, 23 West Main Street in historic downtown Taylorsville, and a branch at 5511 Taylorsville Road in Fisherville. Or you can visit us at our website, www.tpbtaylorsville.com. Banking excellence since 1903. The People's Bank, an equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Welcome back to Spencer County High School for halftime score of today's game. Spencer County leads Thomas Nelson 31-11. As you see your stats up there on the screen, John, 13-24, you're going to win a lot of ball games.
You are going to win a lot of ball games. And that's what we mentioned earlier in the game. Spencer County so far on the year averaging 38.1% from the field. And so to be able to be above 50% at halftime, 3-point might, it's decent. Might leave a little bit to want right there with that. But I tell you, the rebounding, assist, the turnovers, good grief, 12 turnovers already committed by the Lady Generals, and it just it goes to show the pressure that Coach Howie likes to do. We talk all the time about his 2-2-1 press that he likes to set up, where he gets Alyssa and Ashley out, long arms, really able to affect a lot of stuff up there, and just causes poor passing, causes deflections, and causes these turnovers, and makes it difficult for a team to even get down and set up in the half court.
This is what I like right here, John. You got 9 assists in the first half on 13 made baskets.
Yep.
That's sharing the basketball.
It is, and that's what we mentioned even, we're seeing a lot of zone defense from Coach Courtney and the Lady Generals, for the majority, if not all, that first half. And if he's to try something different in this second half, and if he's to try to do more of a man defense, you're already dealing with a team that passes the ball so well, when it comes to these Lady Bears. And you get those quick passes and you get that movement and you get those picks, rolling off of those picks and everything, and that man defense really isn't going to help him a whole lot, especially when you have as many shooters as the Lady Bears has, and multiple shooters that can get hot at any time.
Spencer County has there's dots all over the stat screen here, John, for these Spencer County Lady Bears. Bailey Ennis leads the way with 8. Ella Brown also has 8. Ashley Jones has 7. Davy Reichenbach has 4 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists in the first half. So that's huge for Davy, continuing on from what she had last night in her 16-point, 13 rebounds, 7 assists game last night. 13 of 24 field goals, 54%. 4 of 11, they kind of cooled off a little bit from three-point range for 36%. 1 of 2 from the line, which was Ella Brown. The only time Spencer County went to the line was 1 or 2 from the line for 50%. As for Thomas Nelson, they got 2 scorers, John. Yep. Brianna Weibels has 9, and Lindsey Thompson has 2, and that's it for them. They are 36% from the field and 50% from three-point range. The 1-3 over here by Weibels on a little step back connected, and they are 0 for 1 from the line. So only 3 free throws shot in that first half between the two teams.
Really
makes it a quick-paced game.
It does. And, really, if I'm Coach Howie at halftime, there's not a lot of things I'm going to have to really look at to try to adjust when we're going out into the second half. The offense is moving well. They're passing the ball well. They're playing good defense. They're causing a lot of turnovers. The only thing that has kind of left us wanting a little bit, even though we lead the Lady Generals in rebounds, I would still like to see a little bit more aggressiveness on the glass. I'd still like to be able to pull down. There have been quite a few, whether it be offensive or defensive rebound opportunities for the Lady Bears that they found themselves out of position. And that's credit to the Lady Generals. Credit to Lindsey Thompson. She's been underneath. She's been battling. She's been able to get position and box out and really, make it difficult for some of the Lady Bears to get in there on the glass. And that's something that I would really like to see a little bit more of if I'm Coach Howie. Kind of stress that. We talk about it before with those extra possessions that you're either giving up or you're gaining. And that's what it boils down to. If you get the rebound, you're gaining possessions. If you don't get it, you're giving up possessions. And you just can't afford to give up too many possessions without gaining some of your own. And so you need to crash the glass, get position, box out, and make some rebounds. Other than that, really don't have a lot of other things to talk about when it comes to trying to find some improvement for these Lady Bears.
10 Lady Bears seen the floor in that first half. We got some quality minutes out of Bailey Wyrock, Ella Brown, Skylar Mills, Elizabeth Penrod, and also Riley Ratchford with some good minutes off the bench. So Coach Howie's got to be happy about that. I mean, if you grow that bench, especially this time of year,
yeah.
Going into district, everybody's tired.
Oh, they are.
And, and with Lexi Runyon picking up those 2 fouls in the first half, you never know what you're going to be dealt when you come up and you're playing Collins or Shelby in the district tournament.
Yeah.
And Lexi comes up with 2 fouls in that first half. Coach Howie's got to feel a little better about going down and saying, all right, Wyrock, come in. And,
yeah. I need 5 minutes from you or something. And that's a great feeling to have, because that's coming as kind of a surprise towards the end of the season. And if you're going to be surprised by your team, that's the kind of surprise you want. You want that surprise of somebody that's stepping up and taking that role, that substitution role, and taking it seriously and giving you good minutes on the floor, not doing anything crazy, but still able to affect the outcome of the game in a positive manner for the Lady Bears. And, we already know you got Skylar Mills, Elizabeth Penrod that can both come off the bench and handle the ball. But like you said, you never know what's going to happen. Mm-hmm. You never know who's going to be available. You never know who might be in foul trouble, who might even, heaven forbid, be injured. And so by having these girls go out there and show what they've been able to do and give some confidence to Coach Howie in their playing abilities, in their minutes that they deserve on the floor, this is a great time of the season to get it.
And the interchangeable parts that Coach Howie has, I mean, you put Ella Brown in, she scores a couple baskets down on the block, then she steps out and shoots the 3 also.
Yeah.
And, and she's long, like, we've seen out of Ashley Jones and Alyssa Hitch,
Yep.
that length, but they can still step out there and they can guard that point guard out on the floor. Or, if need be, they can go down there on the block and they can guard that player like a Lindsey Thompson or somebody like that of Thomas Nelson. So it's having the interchangeable parts is great. It's a great thing for Coach Howie to have at his disposal. And now, if like I said, if you're playing 10 players and you can interchange 7 or 8 of those players any way you need to, that's a great luxury to have.
Yeah, well, that's where we've talked about, just in statistics alone for these Lady Bears, it's not far that you have to dig into the stats. You mentioned Ella Brown. Ella Brown's coming off the bench. She's the 3rd leading rebounder for the team coming off the bench.
Yep.
And so the quality of minutes that you're getting from some of these girls, it's just phenomenal. And it's, so many of these teams, we talk about even these Lady Generals right here, they're kind of hanging their hat on old number 12 Weibels. She's what they have. She's leading their rebounds. She's leading their points per game. For the Bears, it could be anybody, and that's a beautiful thing to have.
Both starting 5s start the second half. Weibels at the top, gives it up to Nix. Nix down the corner to Ryder. Back to Martin. Martin drives on Reichenbach. Davey shuts that down. Now she's going to step back, 18-footer off the glass. No good. Going to go out of bounds off of Hitch, I guess, and stick with the Generals. Nix, guarded by Runyon. Spencer County staying in that man-to-man. Ryder may have got fouled. Ball's on the floor, battled for it, still on the floor. Picked up by the Generals. Weibels drives into the lane, goes up with the right hand. She's going to draw a foul there.
I think they're going to get Davey with that one, too.
It's Davey's first foul. It's good to see. First free throw is good for Weibels. Anybody that listens to this, any of these, knows I pick on Davey all the time. I've known her a long time. I like to pick on her, but I give her a hard time about her foul. So to see her get into the second half, 3 up by Runyon's no good. And without picking up a foul, that's a
good
kudos
job
to you, David.
Yeah, it's not like she spent a lot of time on the bench. You know, she's got some points, she's got some rebounds, got some assists, playing a great game.
Weibels. There's that length up top. You know, we talk about interchangeable parts. You've got somebody playing down here on the block in Ashley Jones, but she's guarding the point guard. So, and that length really bothers the shorter player handling the ball. Runyon gives up to a cut Bailey Ennis. Nice move. 2 more for Bailey. That puts Bailey in double figures for the afternoon. Stolen by Ennis. Don't give her for over and back. Good call.
Yep. Just lost her where she was on the court. Facing a little bit of pressure there from Thomas Nelson. I understand.
Weibels now guarded by Ennis. And there's the length again, John. Hitch getting those arms up. Pushes the ball up the floor. Gets it to Ennis. Back to Runyon. Lexio set the offense. Hitch. Runyon from the elbow. Jump shot. It's good. Rocking back from the elbow. Another 2 for Davey. Another assist for the Lady Bears. Ball's going to go out of bounds off Spencer County. Kate Ballard checks in for Rianne Nix for Thomas Nelson. Martin's in a little bit of trouble. We'll get another foul.
We'll call that on Davey.
Davey's second, team second.
Awful close to a travel before a foul, but.
Into Ryder. Weibels. Goes in, tries to get the block. And Jones got a hand on that. I believe that foul's going to be called on Bailey.
Yeah,
and
Bailey
it is.
Yep.
That's 3 on Ennis. Team's third. Fouls piling up on the Lady Bears here early in the third. Weibels misses the first, 71% free throw shooter on the season. And makes the second, 3 or 4 now in the day for Brianna. Lexi calls out the play. Another high-low action. Tries to go down low to Hitch. She's going to draw a foul. Foul's on number 15, Kate Ballard. That's her first, team's first for Thomas Nelson. Alyssa Hitch will step to the line. 51% on the season.
Yeah, we discussed the free throw shooting for the Lady Bears, but this is actually one spot of the game that, for a change, we do have an advantage. You know, for the season, 56.7% free throws for the Lady Generals versus 59.3% for the Lady Bears. And so this does end up being a game that ends up getting close